Hey everybody, how's everybody's Friday going? Hello Maz and Simon, David, Yo-Yo, Super Zorg. Well, that went so far from France. Arcusir, you said something from Argentina, but I don't know what it is, but hey, welcome. Christopher Ryan's back. Sank. Bernardo. And somebody typed something in what I think is Russian, but I don't know. Hey guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Hello from London. SketchUp artist on Facebook. And a hello from Mexico. Saludos. Abraham. Juan C.A. from Lebanon. Wow. This is awesome. 8 p.m. in Denmark. Just spending your Friday night hopping on with SketchUp. Man, you guys I feel like I have a lot of to live up to internationally, spending your night hanging out here. All right, let's get some of this stuff turned off. So, hello, welcome back. Hope you guys are all doing well. Doing pretty good. I had to set everything up myself, so I actually have to push those buttons that Matt used to push. Not like the harass Aaron button, but the actual buttons that have to be pushed to make this stream happen. So if something isn't right, please let me know. I can't hear you.
Well.
Oh, well, that's a problem.
First thing.
Let's see.
Oh, Ben says he can hear us perfectly.
Oh, sorry, Simon. It's just you, apparently. You might try refreshing. I did have to restart the stream on both Twitch and YouTube, so. Oh, I just checked it. We're good. All right. Whew! You have me sweating there.
Don't scare us like that.
I had no idea. So with me is Kara. She's gonna help out. When my head ends up getting down and I start focusing on modeling and forget to respond to you guys, she's gonna hopefully help remind me when that happens.
Yes.
So.
Hey everyone.
All right. So before. Oh, good. Simon's good now. Audio's reset. Before we dive in real deep, so the idea, what we wanted to do this week, we got a lot of requests to model different kinds of automobiles. So some people were very specific. Some people just said car, van, truck. So we're I'm gonna lean on you guys a little bit to come up with an exact idea of what we should model. But we'll get to that in just one second. Before that, I wanted to show this, because this was cool. So this is our forum. If you guys aren't on it, hold up one second. Microphone problem. All right. Sorry if that was loud. Whoa. Somebody's tuning in from Robin Hood County. That sounds magical. And do you guys pay your taxes with bags of gold coins there? But hello, Robin Hood County. So anyhow, back to what I was talking about. On our forums, if you guys aren't on our forums, you gotta check it out. You guys deserve it. Forums.sketchup.com. It's a great spot. It's an incredibly active forum. I don't know if you guys notice, we have an amazing user community. You guys are part of that. If you don't already join in there, hop on, and if you have questions, you want to show your work, there's a gallery section. Anything SketchUp related you want to talk to, it's a great spot to go. But we had this post from a user called LT72884. And what they did was they actually went up and modeled from those same plans that I did and posted their steam engine model, which is so cool. I think that's awesome. So they were basically just kind of posted their process, showed the model they put together, all the layers, how they broke it down. It was great. So love seeing that. Just wanted to shout out because that was a community thing, was directly tied to what we do here in our live stream. So that was awesome. Thank you very much for the heads up, LT. I'm gonna call you LT for short. If you're on, well done. If you watch this in video, still well done. Just well done later. Now, we got to get to the importance of today. What do we do? What are we doing here? So I want to throw out that question, you guys. We're going to hop into Google. What should we, so around the idea of automobiles, what do we want to model? So there's a couple thoughts here. We could go to a specific model, like a real vehicle, a real car that exists, and try to model that. We could come up with something that doesn't really exist, like a car from a cartoon, or like the Mach 5 or something like that. Something that would just be a fun shape to model. That's an option too. Or we could just make something up, you know, with the restriction of 4 wheels and a place for people to sit. We could just start with that and start building something. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. I'm watching comments right now, so let me know your thoughts. And just to run back, South Africa, Greg says hello. Good evening. Audio is low. Hello from Australia. 4 a.m. on Saturday, and Will's tuning in. That's impressive. So far we got one vote for make something up.
A Ferrari.
That really exists. I can't make up a Ferrari. But yeah, so that's where we're at so far. So far, make something up is winning. Let's see what else we got. 105 in Vietnam saying hello.
New Tesla.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Where's that? Might not be getting all of the comments.
These are on YouTube.
Okay.
Ford F100 3
there we go.
speed.
Lamborghini Lego car. Classic muscle. Off-road pickup. Option 3. Okay. Renault Kangaroo. Wow, you guys are coming up with stuff that I don't know what it is. All right, so we definitely got some people asking for cars. That's what I'm narrowing it down to. Do something from the Wacky Racers. That would be interesting. VW Bug, a couple options for VW. That would be interesting too. G-Wagon, I don't know what that is, but it is, so Maz just pointed out, it's very hard to model a whole car in a live stream, and that's 100% true. So what I want to try to get is something that we can get decent images of, and just kind of try to model the shell in the next couple of hours. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Ooh, that would be kind of fun. That's a crazy vehicle. Classic, made up. So what I really want to do is something we could find some good images of. Not to be high quality, but something where I can find an AMC Pacer. That's the car that my family had when I was a kid. That's awesome that came up. That's funny. Mercedes G-Wagon. All right, I'm gonna look at that because that's come up. Actually, a couple people said that. So
You don't know the G-Wagon?
oh yeah,
You
duh.
know the G-Wagon.
Stupid, dumbest thing I've ever had to look up. Okay, it is kind of a boxy vehicle. Got a good profile image here. But is this too much like the bus? Because I think as I look at it, the process I would go about would be pretty much the same as what I did on the bus, which isn't a bad thing. It's okay. Let's see, got another request. Got several requests for an F-150, so maybe a pickup will be our thing. I do like the idea of going back a little bit. Oh, that's pretty cool again. Yeah, that's got some crazy curves on it, huh? Which we could do. We could make this all happen. 1980s sedan or sport coupe. Model T. All right, I'm gonna go look at one more. That's not right. All right, let's look up. Ooh, that's crazy. Okay, that would take more than a couple hours. Well, maybe not. I don't know. That's pretty sweet looking. We've got kind of an extruded thing here. This isn't so bad. This is basically our pirate ship.
That looks fun.
And that is oh, the DeLorean. That's another one that I really wanted to do. I wanted to do the time machine, the DeLorean time machine from Back to the Future. That was one that I threw out there as one of the very first things we wanted to do. All right, I'm leaning towards this right here because it's a little bit. We got some room to play with. Fantastic, just got some cool. We got more cool shapes on here than I think most of the other cars. The other cars, I just didn't want to do something too much like a bus. I do want to do Back to the Future, and I'm going to make sure that goes on our list for future ones. Only because I want to get a bunch of reference images together because I know they're out there, but I'll spend the next hour just geeking out on like Back to the Future pictures. So right now, how do you guys feel about this? Would you guys be good with this? Everybody will stick around and hang out if I do chitty chitty bang bang. Plus I get to say that a lot. That's not a thing you get to say a lot at work, I got to exploit this opportunity. What do you think? You guys be good with this?
Looks like everyone's good.
I'm good. Okay, Ben says good. So hey, Ben, I heard if Ben's good, everybody's good. That's what they say.
Exactly.
So Ben's cool. All right, we're gonna do it. So I'm gonna save this image because it is a good like all-round image. What the heck's a WebP? All right. There we go. So I'm going to save this one to my desktop. And then I'm also going to look and see if I can find a good profile, a side view. That's pretty good. Awesome. I'm not really too worried about the front view. The front view is pretty easy. I think we can pull that off of that other piece, but this will be a good one to set scale and set image, but just getting our outline. So cool. That's what we'll start with.
Oh, Nathan, a Rolls-Royce Phantom 2. It kind of does look like that.
It does have that kind of that cool stretched out shape. Awesome. Hey, LT72884 showed up. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if you were here when that happened, but we did give a shout out to your steam engine on the forum. All right. So let's hop in here, and I'm just gonna import that profile image. Where is it? All sport image types. I'm gonna go big with this. We'll scale it to mark size in a little bit. All right, that's what I'm gonna start with. And actually, speaking of mark, we probably, we'll leave them there. Just make them stop talking all the time. All right, so I'm gonna load up another thing too. I'm gonna come in here into my styles. Hey, how come nobody's reminding me to save yet? Okay, it's early for that. What is a WebP image? I can't. You guys probably know what a WebP image. There we go. Huh. All right, I got a sweet picture that I can't look at. That's not cool. Google specific image format. Yeah, kind of getting that. Let me see. Save image as. Nope. All right, I'm gonna do this ghetto style. I'm gonna zoom in on my screen and I'm gonna screen capture this thing. All right, there we go. So now let's load that as a watermark.
Andre says you can convert it on any web-based service.
Does my laptop count as a web-based service? That's where I'm working from. Probably not so much. All right, so we'll get this.
Oh wow, LT7 did that drawing, the steam engine drawing with his students.
Oh, that's awesome.
To get them involved in engineering. That's pretty cool.
I like it.
Make me excited.
Very cool. You did a great job. That was pretty awesome to see. All right, there we go. So this is what I'm gonna work with. So I'm gonna, now that I have some stuff in here, I'm gonna go save this. Save on the desktop. I'm gonna call it CCBB for short, because I might have a typo and then this whole stream will be rated PG-13 because I put the wrong letter in there. All right, so here's what we're gonna work from. I'm gonna use this primarily as reference, so just so my everything stays relative size-wise, and then do most of the modeling based off the image over here. So one of the first things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in and get this front part modeled. So it looks like it is actually like a circle, like a cone shape that goes out like that, and then kind of blends down maybe into the bottom down here. Actually, this may just go all the way around. And we're gonna have this cool lofting shape we'll be able to pull up right here. See right here? We'll do a loft, kind of Iron Man's helmet kind of thing right there. But let's start with this, this cone in the front. So I'm just gonna do a, let's see, hold on, I'm gonna go down to about halfway. So it looks like this is half. So that comes straight across. All right, so that, from that, I'll be able to actually make that front shape. I'm gonna grab a circle. My default circle right now is 24. This is gonna be the centerpiece of the front, so I'm actually gonna go a little bit bigger. I'm gonna go 48 sides, bring that up. I'm gonna pull that back about that far. And then I'm gonna hit my modifier key and pull back to this piece. Just want to get rid of these surfaces. I don't actually want, I'm trying to be cautious of merging geometry right now. All right, now this one, you can scale up about the middle to there, and with that, this car's basically done at this point. Awesome. There's the front. Cool. All right, so it looks like, for one thing, we do have a little bit of a rounded corner here. We'll use round corner on that. I'm gonna offset this and get that front part right there. Push that in just slightly. I'm trying to think the last time I watched this movie. It has been probably years. I think I was a kid last time I saw it. Yeah, I know I got T-Rex arms still.
I was just about to say.
It does look like that. I'll just try to hang back like that. No, it doesn't. It doesn't help. Yeah, I don't know. Is my screen capture's not working though? Hold up. Get that back up and running. There we go. My shortcut keys weren't happening. All right, so that looks pretty good. Yeah, it's almost there at this point. I'm going to, so it looks like if I tackle this next piece, so this will be a loft right here, but I'm gonna pull this back like this, go up to about here. Draw on my broad stroke shapes. All right. So that's my body there. And stop and look. All right. Yeah, I don't think I've ignored anybody too bad so far. Or did I?
Nope.
Right.
Somebody's asking how you would put like Stacy or Mark back in once you delete them.
Never happens. That happens all the time. Anytime, any component that's in the model, including the startup characters, are always in your component window. So if you go into your component, whether you're in Mac, it's just Windows component. On Windows, you can go into your default, what's it called? Thing. Tray. The default tray, and just activate the components checkbox. It'll show up there. And all the components that are in your model will be right there. And if you happen to have deleted Mark, for example, you can always grab him and put him right back in. So they'll always be there, unless you delete him and then go to model info, statistics, purge unused, which will dump it out of the model completely. But he should be there. She should be there. Whoever you're looking for should be there. All right, so I'm gonna take this shape, draw it out a little bit. Oops. I'm gonna bring that over here and line that up.
Christopher Ryan saying the front is more ovaled. I think that's what
Is
the
it?
word is. And the
Is it
back
oval this way?
actually looks like a flat top. Interesting.
Yeah, it does. It does look like it's all kind of, so I may actually have to pull this up like that more, and then we'll dome it over, round it out with some lofting over here. Yeah, you guys looking at more images because I'm not, obviously. It does look like it ends up close to a circle here, so I think maybe what I'll see how this looks. We'll grab just the front like this, scale that from the side around the middle, and bring it in like that.
We got the tried and true question here. What's the mouse you're using?
All right, I'm gonna do this once. So just for reference, this over here on the left, this is my MX Master from Logitech. It has a bunch of programmable, there's a button under the thumb, programmable buttons over here on the side. Whoops. The wheel, everything on there is programmable, so I have about 7 commands held on to this. Over on the other side, we have the Space Mouse Pro. I'm sorry, the Space Mouse Enterprise from 3D Connection. So that is a thing that I move the model around with. So as I move this, touch this, you can see it moving in 3D space. I also have a bunch of shortcut keys, modifier keys, that sort of thing. So, yep, check it out, 3D Connection. It's a great mouse, especially if you spend any serious amount of time modeling. All right, so this is what we got thus far. Somebody just called out that there's really not any flat surfaces on this. It's so true. What was I thinking? Too late now, can't back down. All right, so I'm gonna temporarily make both of these into groups. I make them into groups just to isolate them. I'm really not too worried about layering these ones so much. I do think that I got to actually go the other way. This either has to, might actually just do something like this because it's not looking big enough in the back. That looks a little better. Trying to match this. It looks shorter there than it is here too. Ugh, depth of field, camera stuff, camera things. Nicholas is saying he just bought a 3D mouse, Space Mouse Enterprise. Woo! That's the flagship. That's the good one. 3D Connection should pay me. This was actually given to me, so they actually gave me this mouse. So I do have to acknowledge that they gave it to me to give it a try, and I love it. I model all the time, so I can only say good things about it. Worth checking out if you spend time modeling for sure. All right, so on this one over here, I want to do a couple things. I got to get this shape. So you can see the shape is, it's kind of simple from the front. It looks like it kind of comes up, does an arc to the middle, same down the other side. But then if you look at it from the side, it actually kind of arcs this way and comes out at the bottom. So I'm gonna make some geometry. It's gonna be 2 pieces. I'm gonna start down here. I don't know where this width was kind of arbitrary actually. All right, so I'm gonna start by, all right, I gotta hide this right now. So it looks like the first thing I'll do, sorry, I know I'm jumping around right now, trying to organize my thoughts. It's a hectic affair. All right, so it looks like we kind of go straight and then curve off right here. So I'm just gonna try to start with a standard arc. I'm gonna draw a line over, arc from here to here. And then it looks like maybe we got an arc from here to here. So that's kind of what I'm reading right here between these 2 images. And then this one right here actually comes out kind of like that. So I'm going to grab these 3 lines now and weld them. I'm going to take it. I'm going to copy it. Oh, nope. I'm going to flip along because I can. Right click. Oh, maybe I can't. There's no flip along. Maybe can you not flip a single line or a curve, a single curve? Man, that's what I get for trying to show off. All right, I'm gonna go to scale like I was gonna. -1, move it over to here, and then I'm gonna grab both these lines and extension, weld them together. Let me get that line. I gotta get that line out of the way first. Now extension, weld. All right. Close. It's close.
Thanks, Warren's girl. She's tuning in because she always gets a lot of inspiration and helpful advice from Aaron.
Well, thank you for coming back. No promises. But hopefully,
We'll
hopefully
see how
you
this one
enjoy-
goes.
Yeah. All right, so there I got that. I'm gonna go to unhide all. I know I probably already, I can hear it somewhere in the back of my head. The people who are going, that's not how you're supposed to use hide. You're supposed to put stuff on layers, turn layers on and off. I don't disagree with that. I understand that. It's cool. We're cool. Generally speaking, would agree with that. I tend to use hide just as a way to clean up my screen temporarily. So that's kind of what I did there. I hid, I almost said hided. I hid just long enough to go in and do the cleanup that I needed to do. So forgive me if you're a hiding purist and only hide when stuff's on layers. All right, I'm gonna move this piece. See, I just created a plane at the bottom of where my curve is. I'm gonna move this piece back so it comes right up against the edge. And then I'm gonna draw a line in context to break this circle. All right, so now I have that shape. I'm gonna grab that outline. I'm gonna weld that. And I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna leave context and I'm going to paste in place. Now, I can take both of these and temporarily hide them. All right, so that's what I got. Slide this backwards. All right, so this has to come together. This is the piece I'm making right here, this shiny piece right here. So this needs to come back. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can move this edge back. That's gonna shrink the whole thing. So I'm gonna go back in where I welded it. What point did I weld it at? Right here. Draw a line here to break it. That's gonna make this piece. What's going on there? What's that about? All right, scoot this all back to line up. Oh, is it vertical? Something's not right here. Something's not lining up. All right, there we go. It's up. I was trying to move it left and right. Oh, no, just a little extra segment. Extra line. Not a huge fan of drawing lines. Really hard to zoom in and out of. There's nothing there to zoom to.
Henry's saying this is painful.
I know. We're just 1 second. Give me 1 second.
He's almost there.
I'm setting the stage. Imagine, if you will. All right. I'm gonna grab this all right now. All right. There we go. And we'll do the same thing over here. All right. What just happened? All right, give me just this. All right, I'm doing this. I'm gonna stop trying to do things the dumb way. Much as y'all enjoy me being dumb, I'm gonna grab this. All right, there we go. And we will invert that. Throw that back over here. All right, so there with that, now I think we got our two curves that we can put together. Make sure we got everything. All right, weld that. Cool.
You got it.
It It hurt. We got there. Thanks for hanging out, guys. All right, so now I'm going to, of course, save. And then we'll go turn on curve aloft. I'll grab these two. See what happens. Curve 1, curve 2. Curve lost. Not doing what I'm telling it to do. Think you're better than me? All right. Oh, maybe it's this. Maybe it has something to do with this. All right. Curve 1, curve 2. Let's see what happens if we go in here to Fredo skin contours. This is what I get for winging it. Nothing's happening. All right, I'm gonna try moving. See what happens if we break these. All right.
We got some funny comments on the YouTube
man.
channel.
All right, let's try scanning these two. Everything works great till you got 100 and something people watching.
No pressure.
Yeah, you guys see me push the button, right? I mean, you can see, oh, I missed. Ha! Well, that's what you get for being a smart guy. Huh. All right, I'm gonna try. That's weird. All right, I'm gonna try. Let's go back here. I'm just gonna
Restart SketchUp? Will that
deactivate. Yeah, I mean, skin content, like nothing's coming up. The UI is just not even showing up at all. So I'm gonna save and close it. And we'll start it again. Odd. Well, if everything worked, it would just be so
be too easy.
unbelievable. Yeah. So what? Everything's not perfect like that. All right, let's try. Oh, hey, look, there's an extension ready for update.
Ooh.
What are the odds it's Fredo Live or Curveloft? Let's look.
No wonder it wasn't
Who wants
working.
to update? Who wants to update? Vertex tools. Ah, come on, man. All right, let's try this again. No Curveloft, apparently. All right, I'm going to go in here to Fredo Curveloft, disable. Leave SketchUp, return to SketchUp, re-enable it, and see if it works then. How was everybody's weekend last weekend? I didn't get to hang out with you guys. I was near Boston doing some training. So yeah, we didn't get to hang out. I hope everybody was doing well. It was good. It was a lot of fun for me to hang out and teach people SketchUp. It's actually something I've never done before. I've never actually taught a from the ground up new people training, so it was kind of cool to get to do that. But I did miss being here. It was a bummer. All right, let's re-enable this. Apply changes. And not Fredo Corner. Oh, now I got to restart again to get that to show up. Curveloft. There we go. Whoops. Yay! Get this side view. All right.
So would Sandbox help for this issue?
I honestly don't use sandbox tools a lot for something like this. I generally end up using sandbox tools on a flat surface. It is possible soap, skin, and bubble may actually be something. Maybe I'll try that. You know what? Now we actually need to. Now that I've done that, I'm going to slide this back here. And let's see. Yeah, I don't know why that was not working. Let's try this. And make 1/2 of this thing the piece I want to skin. And there we go. All right. Whew. Sorry, I can't talk anymore for the next hour because I got to make up for that. No, I was kidding. That wasn't too bad. Sometimes that happens. I'm not sure. I'll have to go look. Maybe there's an update in there. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it doesn't matter. We're good to go now. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of my extra lines, delete those out. I'm gonna grab these two groups I just made. And this is actually something we were talking about before. I don't know if you guys remember that, but the idea of having a symmetric component and modeling it in half. It looks like most of this vehicle is actually symmetrical, so we could actually model in half. But I'm gonna work back from this piece in the front and just kind of work back. So I'm gonna actually take these two, group them together, explode those, and then we can come in here and smooth that piece. And we'll go to edit and unhide everything. All right, so that's what we got going on now. I'm gonna take this piece, slide it back. Ooh, look at that. Man, it looks long though, doesn't it? Doesn't look. Let's here. Let's turn on perspective and look at it right up against the picture. I'm gonna go to camera, turn on parallel projection.
That looks
That's
great.
kind of what it does, huh? All right, we're gonna stick with it. Slide this back a little bit. All right, so now we got, this should line up at the middle there. That was not the middle. All right, so I'm gonna get the middle of this piece, line it up with. All right, so now we got to get this thing all flowy and smooth. I got to get out of this. Some people work in this kind of camera view, but I can't do it. All right, so it looks like, here's what I want to tackle next. I want to get the right shape back here. Looks like we got pretty simple arc right here. So I'm going to come in here. I'm actually going to edit this geometry here. I'm going to do this with just a standard Bezier curve. I go from here to here and then pull back. Let's see if I go here and here. That's pretty good. And I'll use scale. That's not quite wide enough, is it? Looks a little too, well, I don't know.
Ben is saying the end tapers wide around the seats.
It does, you're right, it goes out and then back in. So, let's pick a spot. Here-ish. You know, I'm a big fan of specific dimensions and such. You know I'm not.
Oh, that Dano guy, I wonder who that is, just said that it's a phantasmagorical machine. I don't even know if that's a word.
Does that mean anything I model is right?
Exactly.
I like the sound of that. Or if I can do this with a standard arc at this point. Let's see. What would a normal arc look like? Looks like I just overcompensated a little bit there, huh? A little too much, I think. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab this and slide over here. Trying to be conscious of, SketchUp's attempt always to join geometry back together. I want to keep away from that. And I'm kind of wondering if more like that. Maybe we'll grab the whole thing and squish it in a little bit. Bring it over here. Flip. How does that line up? Oh, that looks okay. Looks like a toilet seat, actually.
Kinda does.
But hey, it's not my fault. It's just the way you design a phantasmagorical. Was that the right word? Phantasmagorical vehicle.
Yeah, I agree with you, Simon. He said that he imagines even the movie prop designers had trouble making this car. It's pretty complicated.
But it's okay, because I got like 2.5 hours left. All right, I'm going to grab this and I'm going to put it in a group because I want to distort this. So I'm going to stretch it out this way. Actually, I like that, but I think what I want to do is do in the wrong group. There we go. I think I want to come like that. All right. All right. That is the shape I'm going to use for the top. I will come back later on and bubble that up ever so slightly. I want to try to get what I want to call the hull right here done first. So I'm going to get a couple pieces. So here's my thinking. This is the thought that is going through my head right now. Good, bad, or whatever. Is that, you know what? This is actually going to be, so what I want to do is, so ignoring the doors right here, this definitely looks like it tapers down into the end of this cone shape right here. So if I was to draw a line like that, draw a line over on the green axis till I hit this face, and then maybe something back like that. Okay, this is something. I am going to use my hide rest of model command. So what I'm looking at, you guys, I realize I went mute there for a second. Sometimes you just can't think and talk at the same time. So what I'm thinking, I'll get this copied on the other side real quick with a couple lines, is that should taper together a little more gracefully. So I think what I'll do is take that break, where that line breaks, right here, and see where that runs out and hits this curve. It's like right there. I'll take that straight across the green axes and bring that back up to the front too.
Can everyone hear us okay? We just got another ping that the audio is a little low, so.
Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. Yeah, let me know if it needs to go up. I can go up a little bit. According to OBS, I'm in the yellow. Maybe it was because I was mumbling. It could be that whole,
mumbles.
thinking and modeling at the same time. You know how it is. All right, so that, I think, is the shape I want. So I'm going to grab that shape, get rid of all these lines I just drew, and I'm going to hop back into this, our toilet seat, and I'm going to paste in place And this has now become the top of the car. All right.
Vlad wants to know if it would be easier to model half the car and then duplicate that.
Yeah, there's definitely some spots where that is already happening. Not closing for some reason. There we go. All right, so that's the top of the car. I think what I'm gonna do now is kind of use this shape as a reference to build this shape. Actually, I'm also gonna use this shape as a reference to build this shape, because this shape now needs to tie directly in with this shape. So I may come into this one. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to enter this group, hide the rest, and then edit, paste in place. So I just pasted a copy in here, and now that should, if it hits, it doesn't quite hit. I wonder if I can bring it back. All right, slide it up just slightly. Doesn't quite hit, so I'm going to scale. All right. I feel like you guys should be talking in the background or something. Like everybody's just watching me.
Lawrence has some good insight into this movie and the book.
Ooh.
He's saying the wooden part that you're modeling right now was actually a rowing boat.
Thus the boat-like shape, which makes a lot of sense. All right, so I just
I feel like we should be playing this song in the background too. Everyone's singing along on the YouTube channel.
This is classic. Has anybody watched this movie recently? I'm just wondering. I mean, I know it's a Disney movie, but I'm wondering if it's held up, you know? All right. So these two pieces now connect together. Now what I need, so actually up here, I don't need this, and I don't need any of this. All right. I actually don't need any of this up here either. All right, so that is where that all comes together. And now, it's gonna be a challenge because I'm gonna have to come out here and hide these temporarily again. Let's see, let me just grab this one face. Come in here, get rid of the rest of the model, and then so paste in place, is it gonna hit any geometry? No, all right. So now I know what I'm doing, more or less. I'm gonna grab this line, slide it over to here, copy it and slide it over to here. So that's the very bottom. Those should probably flare out a little bit. That actually, those will be like kind of like arcs. And then I'm gonna do this. All right. But I gotta get those arced out first. So I'm gonna draw it like this, and I'm gonna take it over. And yes, at this point, I should just cut this thing in half because that's too much. Too much arc on the bottom there. All right, let's take that across like that. That looks better. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna go like this, And get rid of half of everything. And save. Because you know, you guys already know. I don't have to say anything else because I saved. All right, I drop that straight down to where it would hit this line. And now I want to get two arcs. One arc is for the back, so this is gonna be right here. This is gonna do this. This was actually kind of a steep arc, actually. This came back all the way to here. So I'm gonna grab an arc here, something like that. And I'm gonna arc this one out here a little bit. Something like that, maybe. Just like Iron Man, I'm ending up with a bunch of weird curves all over the place, but hopefully, like Iron Man, everything works out in the end. I can't guarantee that that's gonna be the case, but we're hoping so. All right, I'm gonna throw another arc, something like this. Now, I don't know a whole lot about rowing ships. That's the end of that statement. I don't know a lot about rowing ships.
And that's it?
That's it. That's all I got there.
So
right.
That Dano guy said it's not a Disney movie.
Oh, it's not?
I thought it was a Disney movie too.
Well, whose movie is it? Dano.
We know who you are.
Who made Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Because I was pretty sure that was.
I did too. Apparently Ian Fleming wrote the book.
That's something. Wrote the book on the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. All right, I'm gonna weld that. Nope, I'm not, because I missed something. Oh, got some stuff going on here. Got more stuff going on here. Let's try that. Weld that. Nope, something else is going on over here. Got a secret edge or something happening. So I just weld those. That become one curve. Weld again. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, dang. Got another line here. Just breaking stuff all over. So this is stream of consciousness modeling, where I just come through with less of a plan and more of a feel for what I want to get. All right, so I'm going to try. Meh. I don't love that shape. Sorry, I know sometimes I put myself behind my head. I don't love that shape, but at the same time, this wheel well is actually going to come in right about here and cover it up, so I'm not really stressed about that. I'm going to go ahead, go with it, see what happens. And then we'll do this front section as well. Weld that. 2, 3, 4. No, not good enough. All right. That break, that was from the break that I had before. Broken line, broken curve. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. That was good. I'm gonna grab both of these now. So what I did before, actually I'm gonna grab all 3 of these, make them a group, hop in that group. Actually I'm going this one first and say reverse my face. All right, now I have 3 lofts, well, 2 lofts and a flat surface right now. So I'm gonna grab those and explode them. Cause my surface to all go together. I'm gonna come in here and alt erase this edge. Like I said, I got a little point here, but that's right where the wheel well is gonna go. So that'll get chopped off. Not too worried about that piece. That looks acceptable. All right, now that I got that, I will shift copy, mirror it, and then throw it back together. Get rid of this. All right, let's edit, unhide everything. All right, and our curvy surface is coming together.
Nice. Looks pretty good.
Hey, thanks. All right, so we do have this surface continues on up. It actually follows this. You can see this wood section right here follows the curve of our metal here and goes a little bit further. So I'm gonna say approximately exactly here-ish. Right there is how far I want to take that out. See that? So I want to actually run a surface straight up, over and back down, and then I want to project this line onto here. So now I'm trying to think of what the best way to do that. It looks like it's not quite the same curve. It's a little bit different. So maybe I'll just draw the curve separate. So if I come straight back, it's going to go up a little bit. Maybe here. I'll grab an arc. I'll take that. I'm going to use rotate for this one. It's just a single plane and it's actually on the green axis, so I can just hit Option, rotate, spin it around, and delete the bottom off. All right, so now I need to do a new loft between this piece, and these lines here. Vlad is pointing out that they created 3 cars for the movie, and only one was actually fully functional. Sounds like Jaws, where they had all those sharks, all those fake sharks, and I guess that's the end of my story. That happened in Jaws 2, but now with cars with sharks? I don't know. I need to drink more coffee before I make sense. Anyhow, that's interesting. That's cool. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna grab these lines right here. Control C. I'm going to make a new group. Come into this group. Edit, paste in place. Hop out one more time. Draw a line from here to here, and a line from here to here. There we go. Copy these two, Control C, hop in here, edit, paste in place. There we go. Oops, I only got one of them. There it is. All right, get rid of the extras. Get rid of the excess. That's excess too. Grab all of that. Ooh. Grab all that, skin it. Oh, I love when stuff works out the way it's supposed to. All right, so now I can take these 2 pieces, make them a group, go into that group, explode these 2 pieces. They join together. Oh no, because I had these 2 pieces separate. Do I want to join those together now? Yeah, all I'm gonna do is cut the. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. There we go. Just so crazy. All right, Option, erase. Option, erase. And actually, we can just get rid of these pieces. All right. She's coming along. Save. All right, I'm backing up a little bit. So yeah, what was the whole thing about Disney? Did anybody find out who actually? Sorry, now you're watching me read what you guys said. I just don't have the. All right. All right. I was actually pretty caught up. Never mind. Good to go. back to modeling. Get back to work, Dietzen. All right. So I'm gonna. What I want to get now is I want to come out here, create kind of a work plane. I do this a lot when I have to draw something. I don't want to draw onto the model. I want to draw something out here on the face. And what I'm looking for right now is to draw this cut where basically the door, the entry into the driver's seat is. So it does continue straight down here, and then it kind of has an arc. It's like two arcs. Let's loop down, then back up. So I want to get that, trace that off of the image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go again to parallel projection. So it's going to show it to me from the side, and we'll jump to the front view and turn on X-ray. And so I'm not perfectly aligned. I could actually maybe scoot this back a little bit more. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is get that down. It looks like right about here. And if I stay on the red axis, come over to about there, and then I'm going to have one, looks like a little bit of a more gradual slope here, something like that, and then I don't like that because if I use just the standard arc tool here, no matter what I do, I'm going to get this. So one of the things I can do, if you don't have extensions or anything like that, or if you're running on the free version, something like that, what you can do when you have these two, what I would normally do at this point is go grab Bezier curve, throw that Bezier curve in there, and actually use this first curve as kind of my parallel line on that first part of the curve, so it actually smooths that out. If you don't have Bezier curve installed or don't have extensions, the other thing you do is draw your first two arcs, then come in and draw kind of an arc between them to smooth that transition out. So that looks okay. I'm actually going to take it down a little further, like here. All right, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take that shape and I'm going to push pull all the way through. All right, create some solids. Actually, not solids, because this is not even kind of a solid. Created a solid in this. Okay, so basically I'm just using this as a cutting piece. What I can do now is I can go into this one, I can select this surface and say right click, intersect faces with model. So that's going to say any place that this surface intersects any other surface in the entire model, I want to break it. So I'm going to try that, see if anything weird shows up. Nope. Sometimes, the reason I say sometimes or something weird is if I have a hidden piece or a piece outside of context I don't remember, it may actually cause a problem where it goes and chops that geometry somewhere. In this case, I was actually all right. Did not cause an issue at all. All right, so if we do that, we have that. Pretty cool. That looks like that'll work. So a couple more things are happening here. One is that this has a little bit of an arc to it, something like that. And now, like I was saying before, this surface actually kind of bubbles up just ever so slightly. So I'm gonna try soap, skin, and bubble for that. So far I've used Fredo tools to do all of my arcing and that kind of stuff. I'm gonna turn my mic up too, because I've had several people say that. So, all right, does that sound a little bit better? How's that feel? Let me know. Let me know if that's sounding better. Might be able to. Excuse me one moment. All right, so if I keep talking like this, does that sound okay? Does that sound better? Somebody give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or a shrug. I guess a shrug doesn't really help, but preferably thumbs up, thumbs down, if that's sounding a little bit better. And I'm gonna grab this piece right here while we're doing that. Save. And I'm gonna go into my extensions. Like I said, I wanna use the extension Soap, Skin, and Bubble, which is a really cool extension. It's actually kind of a classic extension. It's been around for quite a while. And what that's gonna do is gonna take an outline of a shape, it's gonna connect it with a semi-regular grid and allow me to put pressure on it to put a bubble into that shape. Really cool extension. My only complaint about it is the UI. If you have it enabled, the UI shows up all the time whether you close it or not. So I tend to disable Soap, Skin, and Bubble because otherwise every time I open it, it pulls up the UI. And you guys kind of see from my, oops, this shouldn't be open as I give this example. I generally only have the stuff on screen that I'm using right now. So I turn, even Curve Loft, which I've been using, I turn back off again because I don't want it floating around on my screen, just the tools I need. So for that reason, I do have it disabled right now. I'm gonna go ahead and re-enable it, apply changes, and you see there it is. So it's not a big nuisance, but if you have it enabled, even if you close this, when you start SketchUp again, it will show up. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is take this surface and I'm going to skin it. When you first skin it, it's gonna show you this grid. So the denser the grid, the more smooth the final bubbled shape will be. Generally, the thing you want to keep an eye out for is these pieces at the end. That's where you're going to actually end up seeing maybe jagged shapes. So it's 10 divisions right now. I might jump up to 15. That looks like it'll work okay. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and it now created that group. So it created that in a brand new group. So that group is actually laid down separate from the surface I had before. So brand new everything. What I can do now is I can actually take this and I can apply the pressure to it. So if I pick that group and hit the bubble button, it comes up and asks me for pressure. So let's see what 10 does. You see 10 pulled it down. The shape's reversed, so I'm having a positive pressure is pushing it down because pushing it the direction of the white face. Just realize I'm not in perspective. So if I want to bubble up right now, I just have to put minus. So if I put minus 10, it'll push up like that. That's actually not too bad. It's just for fun. Let's put minus 100 and see what happens. Ooh. Minus 500? Okay, go back down. Minus 10. All right. Okay, so that that looks good. That's giving me just a little bit of a loft there. Like I said, I could have done that by maybe like I did the rest of it, where I go create a line segment and just loft the pieces together. This let me just select the surface once and put it on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab it now, slide it back into place, and I'm going to, actually I'm gonna go in, before I do this, I'm gonna go in, select everything, and smooth it. Click soften smooth, smooth coplanar, and then select and reverse my face. Oop, you know what? Actually, I got an extra line here too. Some extra segments I want to get rid of. Before I merge this with the rest of my car, I'm going to get rid of that initial face, and now I can explode this. All right, so there, whoops. Uh-oh, what happened here? A little overlap. Huh. All right, well, we'll need to fix that. Question. How's everybody doing? I'm asking a question because it's been a little while since I've seen a reply or anything pop up. Not that you guys have to talk a lot, but I want to make sure I'm actually seeing comments. No, I'm not seeing the updated comments. So hold up just one second. Oop. Oh man, I'm crippling myself here. All right, let's refresh the chat. All right. Fortunately, anything you said in the last 10 minutes or so, I didn't get. So I'm looking through comments other here. Sounds better. Okay. Save. Thank you. Thank you very much, Leo. File and save. Good call. Good call. All right. So is everybody pretty happy with where volume's at now? Is that going to work for everyone? Awesome. Still not getting one moment. One moment, please. I'll refresh my chat here. Oh, missing Matt right now. He would just do this stuff and it would just be done. Or he would at least know what to do. Oh, you're not seeing chat? That's because of a thing somewhere. Huh. Well, apparently, yeah, apparently I don't get to hear what you guys are saying anymore. I can, I just have to look on my phone, and then I have to switch between YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. This is a good time, good times, fun stuff's happening. But yeah, that's all right. It's just one of those added. Ooh, YouTube's back. I got new comments. Audio's better. All right. So I do have comments coming back in now. So hopefully. Oh look, there's a guy who thinks he's funny in here called Matt Robinson, asking what the thing on my left hand is. Ladies and gentlemen, the wayward son has returned. Matt's watching and throwing out sarcastic comments in chat now. So. Okay. Good times. All right, so now I gotta clean this seam up. This is unsightly. Can't handle this. What I can do, fortunately, it's pretty easy to select these two surfaces, right click, intersect faces with selection, not the entire model, but just the selection. That should go through and break it all the way up. So now I have a little bit of detail work to do, and then I want to come in and delete these pieces that overhang. Whoops. Too far. Like that. But that's not too terribly difficult to do. Just some extra lines to have to get rid of. I may leave that clean up. Nope, not gonna happen. No, it's not that easy. Never that easy. Do that cleaning up. Oh, so tiny. Maybe I'll do that a little bit later, knowing that I got to come back and clean that up. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and keep working here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to call it for later. I'm going to add this group to my new for later layer and turn it off. I don't know that I'll need that cutting piece, but I have it, so might as well hold on to it in case I need it at another time. All right, so that's looking pretty slick. I feel like what I want to do now is put this fender on here, this fender piece on the side. Whew, that was loud. That was a loud noise. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna trace this. Kind of looks like this is all one flat plane on the front, and then it just merges back with the side of the car. So that's cool, because this will be pretty easy. I can actually trace this off the 2D shape, give it the depth I need, do a push-pull to make it long, and then I can just bring it over, slap it on, and intersect it with the other side of this car. It does also make me think that there might not be a reason to keep these as 3 separate pieces anymore. So I'm going to go ahead, make that a group, go into the group, explode those 3 pieces, and I now have a single piece there. I'm going to call that good right now. And we'll hop in here. And I don't know if this has ever happened to you before. My model's getting in the way of my reference image. Nice thing about reference images is that SketchUp shows them the same front and back. So if you ever have that situation, you can hop around to the other side and just trace it from there. All right, I am definitely going to use the Bezier tool on this one. It does look like we have a flat section right here, so I'm going to trace that like that. And now I'm going to draw a Bezier curve from here. Let's see if we can do this all in one go. You know what's happening though? It's not showing my line on the back, so that cool trick I just showed is total not usefulness. So I'll come up with a new trick to point out. See how it's hard to see the black lines on side of this black drawing? What I can do temporarily is I can go to Styles, Edit, and I can say all my lines are the same color and switch to something like bright yellow. It makes it a little bit easier to see on this black drawing. All right, so first it kind of curves down, so I'm going to go something like that, and then it curves up, something like that. All right, I'm going to drop that straight down. Draw another Bezier. Actually, I have a shortcut key assigned to Bezier, so I have W assigned, which is actually on it's on my Space Mouse too. So that's going to go down to here, same thing. First section is going to go up high like this. Second section is going to pull it down. No, it's actually a little. Try that. Let me do this first. Get a line right there. I'm going to try going the same direction I went before. Pull that bottom piece out this way first. No, I think this is it's too sharp of a curve. Bezier curve in, up, and then over. All right, fender chunk number 1. Bring that back here. And it looks like I can start with a standard curve maybe. Like that. Offset that to the opposite side. And then maybe another, I'm going to give a little bit of vertical here. And because this is kind of going 2 directions, this is another spot where I want to use Bezier for sure. And on my first line to actually be parallel, so I want that first curve to pull off of where the end is here. So I'm going to grab it like this, pull this direction, and use my lower curve to bring it back down. Same thing here. This way. Next one down. There we go. All right, so that right there is my fender. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna clean up some of these breaks and the curves. And I'm gonna grab all of that and make it into a group. I'm gonna go back to black lines too. Yellow's too hard on my eyes. All right, one moment. Oh, still looks like most of our comments are coming through. That's, well, some of them. For some reason, Super Zorg's not showing up. I don't know why. Our streaming stuff is opposed to it. All right, so I'm going to grab that now. I'm going to pull it over straight across to here. Obviously, something's not lining up right. All right, I'm going to hop back into my parallel projection and check this out real quick. Well, it looks like that is where it is supposed to be. I just straight up didn't bring the body of the car low enough. Well, how about that? So, what do we do now? I'm kind of thinking that considering a lot of this will be covered up, I might do something like trust me, it's gonna be awesome. All right. All right, just to give me something underneath there to attach that to. Something like that. In fact, I may even go so far as to come in here. Just get crazy. This is just craziness. Pull that through too. How far should I take that through though? Not quite that far. I do want to see everything on the outside, so I'm going to toggle that back on. It's about to where it hits that fender. All right, I'll clean that up in just 1 second. All right, now I just need something to attach to under here. All right, obviously, this is big. This is too big. So I'm going to come in here, and because it's separate, I don't have to worry about geometry merging, which is nice. It looks like it kind of comes out maybe there. It's actually in past the front, so it goes to, at least on the front, like about there. And then I can take this and pull it back in something like that. That's pretty sweet. It does look like in back it flares out a little bit. No, maybe not. Actually, that looks like it's maybe about the same. Okay, so I'm going to take that now. And what I want to do is I want to get a copy of that, but I want to put it on the other side. So in order to make sure it's in the same spot on the opposite half, I know several people who already said, well, I suggested that you model this in half, would have solved this problem, and you're right. But that's all I got. What I'm going to do is find a spot that's the same. So I'm going to grab this middle point right here, and I'm just going to draw a line back like that. I'm going to grab both these pieces then, copy it over here, scale both of them together to -1, and now when I grab by that same point, when I drop it right here, it'll be in the same spot on either side. So it just keeps me from having to, you know, go to a lot of work to get that stuff lined up like that. All right, that looks pretty cool. I like that. I think I want to do something here because this is kind of nondescript. There's something going on underneath here. I'm sure if you were a car knowing type person, you'd know those undercarriagey type things. I don't. There's stuff under there that does stuff. I know that. So I'm just going to take this little block I've created. I'm going to kind of shrink it together so that it laps into the circle right here. I'm going to grab this piece right here, scoot it straight up, just so my geometry is all merging in there. And then kind of does this too. I'm going to grab this line right here, just kind of now put these tires on. Actually, something's going to have to come out further. So actually, if I draw a line straight across here, bring this out a little further. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go peek my head inside, and I'm going to actually make this all one solid face. Don't need this, don't need any of this, don't need any of this. And then I can pull this straight out like this. And then maybe I can actually take this line. Yeah, that'll work. That kind of gets the job done. I know what that's supposed to do. All right, now I'm gonna grab these pieces all and just say intersect face with selection. And if I felt so inclined, I could even hop in here and do some quick cleanup of the geometry I've left behind. All right, that's looking okay. I like this so far. You guys following with me? Does it feel okay? Let's see, I want to kind of close this up a little bit. Look at that. I got to figure out how much detail I want to put in here. This is kind of a end of the day kind of thing. But what I can do right now, I could come in here and I could weld this and do the same over here. Whoops. Get rid of that. And right click and, oops, not right click, extension, weld that. Is this all one piece and this one piece? So now I can take these pieces right here, hit tools, Fredo collection, Curvaloft by Contours, and just for right now, close that in. So and I can explode that. All right, so just so it's closed in, so I don't have that big hole sitting there taunting me. I'll never be solid. That's what it was saying to me. Let's see inside here. I have extra surface I can get rid of there. This has become extra here. Get rid of this loose geometry just floating around inside. Really, I don't have a specific reason to worry about like keeping this solid or anything. But, oops. Just good practice, you know, to not have loose geometry all over the place. And usually, if you stay on it, if you clean up your geometry as you go, it's usually not too big a deal to you know, keep that geometry looking good. All right, so there we are so far. Not too bad considering we're only an hour and a half into this. That's awesome. I feel good. I feel good about that. That looks cool. So, couple things now. What I'm thinking about, what's next? I'm trying to, in general, you guys know this, I try to rough in geometry as much as possible, get the geometry looking good. Nice call, Vlad. I try to get this geometry roughed in before I start worrying about details and that kind of stuff, but most of this thing is details. That was about the most rough geometry we have on here. So I may start into, maybe we'll, let's do the wheels real quick. We got, yeah, let's hop in here, throw these wheels together and get them on there, and then we'll go from there and start maybe putting some other stuff. These pipes look like they'll be fun. Do some follow meing. Carve some details in up here. Maybe throw a windshield on, and yeah, we'll get this roughed in pretty quick, I think. All right, I'm gonna use a circle to do the wheels. Makes sense, right? All right, so before I get too far, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it has 10 spokes. So when I go draw my circle for this wheel, I want to make it divisible by 10. So I'm going to, right now it's set to 24. I'm going to make it 30 and pull my circle straight up. And I'm just using this as a reference. I know this is not exactly showing lining up the wheel, but that's okay. Now what I want to do, so that means 3 pieces, 3 segments, 1, 2, 3. This is 1/10 of the wheel. So I'm going to take this right now, make it a component. Man, so many things I've gotten better at doing since you all started watching me. I used to be really bad about putting names in for components, and now, knowing that you eagle-eyed observers are going to harass me for bad practices, I try to make sure I do that. All right, I'm going to grab this one, Option, copy once, X9, Enter. All right, so now I have basically my wheel. I'm going to grab all of these and slide this over so I can see what exactly I got going on. It looks like, so if I click into this one, actually here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to grab all of this and I'm going to use rotate to click to the middle of this section right here and rotate that to, come on, vertical. By doing that, this right now, so if I look at my reference line, see how the red's on it? So that's horizontal right now. That's perfect. So if I wanted to make like a follow me shape to extrude around to draw this hub or the tire, I could do that real quick and easy by drawing it on a vertical plane and then just having it sweep along these pieces here. So I'm gonna do that. I'm going to come out like this. Actually, and I want to go bigger than that even because I got to put the tire on the outside, so I'm going to come like this. And now what I want to do is draw what I think the cross section of this all looks like. So I think what we're going to have is something like this. This is going to come back a little bit. And this come down. Let's come over. Something like that. So that's this section right here. And then above that I actually have my tire. So I'm going to go with an arc. I'm going to start just inside because the tire is going to be inset where it sits inside. And I'm going to come up to, let's see, how does this look? I think that'll work. What was that line? I don't know what that was on. There we go. All right. So what I've just done is create half of the shape I want to follow me around there. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did before. I'm gonna go to a vertical rotate option, flip that around backwards. I'm gonna make sure these things will sit on the ground by, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. Just cut it off. That'll give me the flat of the wheel. I can round that out a little bit, I guess. Maybe something like that. All right, and I'm gonna grab all of, weld that, knowing that after I do a follow me, weld that, it's gonna, you know, any line that's broke is gonna actually show a line in my follow me. So I'm gonna weld as much as I can. The rest of these I want to be broken. And I'm gonna grab, copy that. Actually, let's command or cut, jump in here, edit, paste in place. And now I can grab this chunk of arc, follow me, and click on this piece. We're close. We didn't get there all the way. The issue that we had is that these two pieces don't actually cross. So when I did a follow me, it started here, but this actually has to account for being over here. And same thing here, it stopped when it hit here rather than carrying through a little bit. So there's a couple ways I could go about this. And I'm trying to think what the best way is. I think what I would actually do, here's what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna cut it back out, I'm gonna leave altogether. I'm gonna, excuse me, edit, paste in place to put it back where it was. I'm gonna put it back on here. And I think I'm actually gonna model this in two different ways. Well, I'm arguing with myself, you guys. Here. If I take, oops, did I explode my component? All right. I'm gonna hide these. No, I'm not. I'm gonna hide these, draw a circle. I don't know where to draw the circle to. All right, there we go. Gonna hide these. Draw a new circle of 30 sides, same things I had before. Bring that straight up to the same spot. Whoops. Now I can actually grab this whole circle, follow me with this, and get that as one piece. Now, can work with these. I guess really the only thing these are going to do at this point is give me, well, I can still do it though. If I come in here and draw a line from here to here, draw a circle and then push pull it up. It gets me my spokes. I really don't know. I'm trying to think if I made that component trying to show something cool, but it ended up not being hugely necessary by the time I was done. But hey, it's a cool way to get my spokes in, right? that's something. And then I can actually get rid of my extra geometry. I don't need all these lines at this point, because that's really all I needed out of that. Oop, what is this little line in here? Because what I was thinking is, well, we did this on another wheel too, where this detail, the problem I'm really seeing is a lot of the detail, these little pieces are on every other spoke and not each spoke. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's actually 10 of these little screws on here, so I could have gone with that a little more, but I didn't. All right, I'm gonna grab all of this and all of these and make that a component. And call that my wheel. And now I'll just come in here over the top of these guys. I will draw another circle that I can push pull through. Maybe it'll come out to this width. I'm going to offset that one a couple times. I'm going to grab this piece right here and just use move on the green axes to auto fold that out, because I kind of think that's what I'm seeing right here. And then we have what I think that looks like it'll work for our wheel. The other thing I might do, actually I'll come in here and just get a little, I believe they call that an axle nub. It's the official term. So something like that. That's gonna work for right now. And we'll take that thing, I'm just gonna arbitrarily just kind of slap it on here. That's not gonna work right there. I'm gonna go back in and go back to my camera at parallel projection, go to my front view, and now I can actually line this up with where it looks like that is supposed to be. I think about how that actually attaches, because that's out in the middle of nowhere, which is all right. You can see it does actually kind of have, well, I mean, like I said, this was a pseudo-real car, a realish car. So it did actually have all the suspension and all that stuff of a old schooly type car. All right, I'm gonna bring these out this direction to where it hits the fender. I'm gonna take that option, I'm gonna copy it straight over on the green axes before I right click and flip along green, because I'm really good at that. And I'm gonna slide it back from the hub to that fender there. And I'm gonna grab both of these and I'm gonna move them back. I'm gonna go back to my parallel, look at it from the front view, and slide those option key to copy straight back along the red axes to right there. All right, so we haven't really fine-tuned the connection. Oh, hey, look, this one will be easy. Just take this, pull that in, and it's attached. Boom, simple. Up here, less so. So we'll want to come up with some kind of detail to actually tie that together at some point. But right now, again, what we're looking at right now, not too bad, considering we had nothing about an hour and a half ago. Because I'm absolutely taking all that time at the beginning. We looked at cars and talked about the forum as non-modeling time. Makes me feel better about myself. All right, that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and save that. And we are going to take a short break. We will come back and we'll start throwing detail, and that's the fun stuff. We'll get some these panels broken in here. Maybe we'll use joint push pull to throw this belt on. And we'll get lots of stuff, lots of these details in here. The pipes, I'm excited about the exhaust. That'll be fun. And then I don't know what we'll do about this. I'll draw some lines connecting it together or something. Something will happen, and we'll be good there too. So time to top off your refreshment. Whatever you got to do, check the work email to make sure you didn't fall behind on anything. Whatever that is that you need to do during the break, now is the time to do it. So go ahead and we will, we'll take care of that and get back at it in 5-10 minutes. So I'll see you guys very soon. All right, you guys can hear me, right? Sorry, that was a joke. Let's get back at it. Cool. So let's throw some details on here. And yeah, I kind of think that this would be kind of cool if, well, I was saying it'd be cool to put like an arc on here and have it all weld back up, but maybe we'll keep it a little simpler and just kind of move this line back horizontally. Oh no, it's merged now, so it's not going to move. It's not going to go easy. It's not going to go friendly. Ah, that looks good the way it is then. All right. Yeah, so there are leaf springs in here. Kind of see them. Leaf springs right here attaching back to the car. So we'll have to do something. This will have to be tied back in some way. What I want to do first is there's some fun details on here that I just want to just model up and snap in. First thing being these headlights. They look kind of, somebody referred to them as being gnarly looking. I think they'll actually be pretty easy because I think what we can do is we can model a circle, and then from that circle we'll bring out a shape, and I'm gonna freehand this. You guys just so I'm gonna bring this is gonna be the lens of the light. Looks like it kind of comes out then maybe, and then possibly angles back like that. I can't tell. Looks like there might be a little bit of a teeny bit of a step there. And it comes back again, just a little bit of a slant like that maybe. And then it has more of a severe slant like that. And then from there, come straight back. Some of my proportions are a little bit off, but what we'll do is we'll grab the circle, follow me and spin that around, see how close that's not too bad. That's pretty close there. A couple spots aren't gonna work. This right here, I'm gonna broaden that out using scale about the middle. Just pull that up like that. There we go. Well, maybe that was too much. And some of this stuff, this all just needs like just get longer. Just need to just bring that out like that. That looks pretty close. And then it looks like what it's got is just kind of a handle thing coming up around that. I don't know what that is. Of course, it's a made-up vehicle, so it's not really a thing at all. Whoops. All right, so I'm gonna just draw that real quick, and then actually try to do this symmetrically. And I'll grab an arc and go from, let's see if I can do this with arc. I like to try to make arc work. I like Bezier curve an awful lot. It's a great command. But I do like to try to make arc work whenever I possibly can. Oops, that's not the end. There's the end. Grab these 3 pieces then. Tools. Nope. Extensions, weld. And then I can actually just grab it and do the same thing. Use rotate to mirror that over. Looks good. Actually, I don't need the peek inside here. Get rid of that because I just want the lines. Right here at the top where I put that first line, I create a circle like that. Grab these 2 pieces, follow me, and that won't work at all. What happened? All right, let's try this one side. Follow me. Here we go. Oops. Grab the other side. Follow me. Yeah. Weld that back up. I'm a little off axes here. Here's what I'm going to do. Oh, that's not quite the center. I put it in the wrong spot. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come in here and actually, let's make this easy to see, shall we? I'm going to grab the whole front of this light and hide it. So we peek on the inside. I'm going to draw a line horizontally from both ends. I'm going to put my circle, my green axes right here. And then I'm going to grab this line, this arc, this, or curve, and line. And now do a follow me, that circle, and I'll take that whole thing around. The big thing with follow me is getting that initial geometry to be perpendicular to the path. So a lot of times you end up drawing extensions like this just to have a piece to, run along with. All right, so that looks good. So I'm going to edit, unhide all. I can grab all this, reverse faces, some geometry back here. All right, so I'm going to grab all that then, make that into a component called my headlight. And we'll stick it on the, whoa! One big headlight, that's all we need. We're gonna have to do a little scaling at this point. Let's scale that back down. That looks better. It kind of looks like, this is kind of weird, but it looks like they're just connected to this front piece. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna have this piece, turn on X-ray, snap that to there. It's not quite the right spot. Slide it down here. Something like, let's get it lined up about the same. No, they're actually lower, huh? They're down. Okay. I'm learning things. So this fender looks like it curves away from the body, maybe comes up like this, and it's a little further back. I thought it was just straight, but it doesn't. It actually comes away from the body up here, because this headlight is more like even, X-ray back on, like that, according to our profile image. You see that just right in the middle there. So it looks like what we got to do is we actually got to kind of bring this back, because it does go out as far as the headlight. So, you know, and I'm also, as I'm looking at this, granted, you guys saw the extensive research I did on this vehicle before we started modeling. So there is a pretty solid chance that these two things are not pictures of the same vehicle. And most likely, maybe one of these was a prop and one was like a fan build or something like that. But as you look at this, I'm looking at some of these pieces here, and this looks like it's exhaust. This looks like it's copper plumbing pipe. And yeah, these headlights are seriously just kind of tacked on right here, whereas these ones look like they got some cables and stuff coming down. So there's a difference in our two reference photos. So yeah, so we'll have to do something about that. I'm of course going to tend to defer to this image, because like I said, this one looks like it has real exhaust pipes. It does look like there's cables and stuff connecting. So I'm going to go with what this one says. But I do like the idea of maybe these fenders, I don't know, doing something a little bit different. It also looks like, both of them, that the fender actually has, did I make this a component or a group? It's a solid group. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to grab both of these groups, and I'm going to convert them into a component. So now there is two components. So a component, of course, when I make a change to one, they both change. The issue I'm going to have right now is if I come into this component and start drawing this back wall like this. Oh, this is reversed. Sweet. No issue at all is what I meant to say. All right, so I'm going to come across like this. All right, here's the deal, guys. We're going to decide today on this podcast what would be a cool, or this live stream, what would be a cool thing to model next time. That way, I can go pull some reference images so this sort of thing doesn't happen again. Oh yeah, somebody's pointing out that these are straight up off of like a wheelbarrow or a kid's car. Yeah, it's a cool model, but obviously this isn't 100% authentic. I seem to have missed that in the design review meeting we obviously didn't have. Very good. Well done. All right. Cool. Good stuff. All right. Now we got to figure out what to do with still, like, the spirit here works. It also explains why this seemed a little more squished than the other one. We got to figure out how to put these headlights in. Granted, these headlights were modeled in strict detail to the garage-built Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So, we're gonna call this model a hybrid. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna grab a point on the headlight, come back to the middle point, grab both of these, copy it over here, scale to flip it, and then, whoops, is that 150%? No, that's 100%. And just use that handle to drop it right back where it goes. All right, it'll work for now. It's not perfect. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff right there. Something else I'll probably do is grab this. And I'm seeing where else this hits other geometry. Does this actually touch? It doesn't. So I'm going to come in here. And I'm going to grab this surface and this surface. This surface and this surface. And this surface. And right click and say intersect faces with model. That's going to give me a nice clean, oh, I missed a piece. That's going to give me the ability to come in here too and delete these extra pieces out. All right, that's looking pretty sweet. Oh, this piece too hits the hood. So it means this surface and, actually I'm looking at from the inside. Grab both those, right click, intersect faces with model, and then I can get rid of that piece right there. All right, cool. It's all coming together except for these pieces where it's not coming together, it's literally floating in space. I understand how leaf springs work, so I'm not going to get to that just right this second. All right, I want to get these pipes in. These exhaust pipes look so cool, and that's something I really want to do. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to come pick a spot down below here, maybe say here, come out a little bit, and this is going to come back to about here, and then go back into the body. All right, so that's going to come out a little bit further. So what I want to model as a starting point is this part, where it gets bigger, and then from that I can have this pipe run out to the back, and then these ones kind of come up here and join into the side. So, mic noise? Is that like a temporary anomaly, or is that still happening now? Or did you say I have a mic nose? Nope, noise. Let me know if that's still something that's going on. Go ahead, scale, about the middle. Go back like this. Close it up. Is that 180 degrees? No. Didn't quite line up, so something's not. All right. Let's invert that and just place it by hand. Grab a corner, stick it on there. All right, so that's my, I don't know what exactly that's supposed to be. They have catalytic converters back then? Catalytic? All right, so that's where my exhaust pipes are going to run into, going front and back. I'm gonna pull these out. Now, what I gotta do is over here, I wanna come up with my 4 evenly spaced holes that they're gonna come out of. You guys still hearing that noise? Maybe. Is that better? You're right, my phone was literally laying on the mic cable. Did that improve it? Better? Hopefully everybody didn't just leave because of that. Good? All right, I'm gonna assume so. Let me keep, it's okay for now. Yeah, I set my phone down, you guys, and it was like touching the mic cable, so maybe that may have been it. All right, what I need to do is I need to come up with a nice clean surface to put my holes in for my exhaust. So I'm going to turn on my hidden geometry real quick. And let's see which one of these. All right, so I'm going to say, I'm trying to use my head to peek over the edge of this image. All right, so I'm going to say, this is going to be my line. Really doesn't matter where this is. All right, so that's my line. That's where, you know what? I'm gonna use this line right here instead. Beauty. Okay, so I want my circles coming out of this line. So I'm gonna start with a single circle. I'm gonna draw it vertically. And let's see, it's about that big. I'm going to grab that first one from the center, option to my end of this line, and I'm going to say /3, which is going to give me an internal array of circles. Now, I'm going to grab those, push them in, pull them out. I don't really care how far they go in or out so long as they completely break the surface at all 3 spots. And it looks like I didn't quite pull this one in far enough, so get underneath it like that. There we go. Again, all I want at this point is a broken surface. And actually, now that I'm doing this, let's actually set a length. All right, so of course they won't be the same. If I pull this back to the same length, no, that's okay. I like uniformity. So those are my circles. I'll go ahead and do this now. Intersect those with the model. Give me those break right there. I can actually come in here, delete. If I delete the face circles, the sides disappear too, and I can actually get rid of these extra line segments. All right, that's looking pretty sweet. And the goal here too, just so you guys know, I'm thinking ahead a little bit. Not too much. That gets boring, right? Planning ahead too much. But what I will end up doing, all right, so what I need to do now is I'm going to go from the center of this circle. Right now I'm just going to draw my line kind of long, but along the red axes. And then the center of each of these circles, I come out to where it would hit, need an endpoint, on the green axis to where it would hit the red line. There we go. So for each of these, just constrain to green, constrain to green, constrain to green. All right, so that's how far they each have to come out. And I'm drawing straight lines right now, but I'll come back in a minute and clean this up with curves. All right, so it looks like this one right here kind of sets the angle, and these ones go parallel. Didn't go far enough. I didn't line something up right. Ooh, that's not lining up. Oh, because these aren't on the same axes. They're following interestinger and interestinger. All right, so they should be, because they're not actually in a straight line. They're slightly curved because of the way I warped. So my reference line here wasn't actually on any kind of an axis. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Yeah, looks good. This last one actually ties into this one like that. All right, so that's the exhaust I got to build. First thing I'm going to do is I got a couple curves I got to put in here. So, well, here, let me start it this way. I'm going to go from here, like that, do that on each of these. And the, oops. First one I'm going to do is this one right here. Like I said, it sets the curve. I do need to get this same circle though. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to just rotate it 90 degrees and move that from its center point to the end of this line. Option. Granted, had I been modeling with some kind of numbers, I could have just created a new circle, but this was an arbitrary width for what looked good, basically, so I couldn't do that. All right, I'm going to come in here and, like I was saying before, in order to minimize the number of breaks I get in this pipe once it's done, I'm going to extension weld that. And it's got a line break here, so it won't be able to, because those lines are broken, it won't be able to actually go there, but that's okay. Follow me with this. One piece done. Now, next ones. I'm going to turn on X-ray. I'm going to click here, here, and then here. Follow me with this. And look at how that blends right in. Same thing here. I'm going to go here, 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 here. Follow me. Boom. And then one more. Here, here, here. That's all I need. Follow me. All right. That gets me this. Now this is actually this is actually pretty messy at this point. There's a bunch of geometry that's just sitting on top of each other, and it's actually fairly ugly. So I'm gonna delete the pieces that I can. Nope, that was a good one. Maybe about it. All right, I'm gonna come back and clean this up in 1 second. I gotta do this though, because that outside face facing just kills me. All right, so reverse faces. All right, so we're at that point. I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna start with a push pull that straight back, and well, actually that was great. I'm gonna call it done for now. All right, I'm gonna grab all this loose geometry. Just the loose geometry, and grab everything else, and I'm going to make that into a component. And I'm going to save. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to grab all these chunks. I should probably just do all of that. Right click, intersect faces with selection. See what that does. All right, so that cleaned up a lot of my, made some ugliness that I may have to go back. Okay, undo. Undo that. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna delete this. I don't know why that circle's there. Get rid of everything I can. That's what that was. Let's go spelunking Let's head inside here. Spelunking? That's caves. What do you call it when you go in sewer pipes? Is there a term for that? I'm gonna do this selectively rather than all at once. I think that's gonna help. I wonder what's going on here. My circle, oh yeah, that makes sense. Fundamental, oh, zing, Matt Robinson, exhaustive attention to detail. That's why he's the man, guys. My problem, I made like a serious fundamental issue here. I created a circle. I was not conscious or careful about the direction my circles went, and I created a mess for myself right here. Yeah, that sucks. Let's see. What I wasn't careful of there, what I should have been watching, is how do the different circles line up, and I should have made them face the same direction. Probably should have done a lower number of sides as well to make everything sync up properly. It's gonna work for our model. This will work, but yeah, that's a little embarrassing. That's not a good mistake to make. I'm gonna grab these two real quick and just loft them together real quick with Curve-A-Loft. It won't let me do that either. All right, we'll do this. All right, that's gonna be our exhaust for now. Like I said, there was a weird thing that happened there because of the way I lined the circles up, so my joints are not as clean as I would like them, but for what we're doing in the time we got, I'm gonna let it slide for this one. All right, here's what I'm gonna do, the same thing I did before. I'm gonna draw a line out from this point, and I'm gonna grab both of these, copy, bring it over here, scale to invert it, and then grab by this point right here and just stick that right there. All right, coming along. Get rid of these. Whoops, too much. Got rid of too much. Delete these extra lines. Save. That's right. I make the mistakes so you don't have to. Sounds good. All right, I'm gonna draw the seat in here. It's kind of a big detail it's missing right now. So here's the middle. That's the middle piece. I'm gonna grab that and move it vertically real quick so it's above the surface. I need to make a working plane again to draw my shape. It looks like it's actually, oh, look at the model I'm referencing again. According to the big wheel version of the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, oh, I'm gonna start right here. And then bring this back like this. Maybe something like that. All right, there's a rectangle I'll work off of. I'll hop to a top view now and round some corners. This I can just do with the regular arc. And this line actually looks like it ends up kind of more like this. Something like that. That's a lot more leg room in back. No, I guess that's not. People in the front can put their legs under here. All right. Take that option, flip it over, and then I'm just going to push that through. And same thing when we were talking about welding before you push pill. If I welded that all together, I wouldn't have these lines right here. But right now, if I soften those, nope, I guess can't. Soften those, then when this surface intersects with model, sorry, I just got caught thinking. Might be fun to do. No, I'm just gonna delete it to get that hole in there, and then I'm gonna actually use this piece to create that cavity underneath. Let's see, how far down should this go? Should go down to here, but I'm gonna take that geometry there, move it forward. Nope. First I'm gonna pull this down just below, just inside. Sorry, I'm thinking I can't talk again. Apologize. It's just how I work. Talk or think. There we go. Just inside the inside. And then I'm going to take this piece right here and use move. Keeping this simple. To slide it so it's inside. It tapers a little bit. And I'll actually take this whole section down here and use scale about the middle to kind of make it a little bit more narrow. So that shape all fits inside there. Look at that. That seems an acceptable start to the back seat, or the rumble seat. I know that's what that's called. And we'll grab these two faces and reverse faces so the proper face is facing out. And now we just need to close up this little lip here. See you later, Marvin. Thanks for coming by. I'm gonna click this inside, turn off this, double click, turn off that, and that gets me just this line. I'm gonna try weld that all together, see if that works. One nice lip all the way around there. Come in here. Same thing. If I turn all of this on and turn this off, double click, that isolates just that edge. Extension, weld that. All right, I'm gonna copy that. Make this a group, and go into said group, and edit, paste in place. Grab these two, and go head over to Curve Loft, and can I skin that? I think I have to break that into two pieces. All right, so now if I grab this piece and this piece, that should be easy. That's easy skinning right there. Where'd it go? Curvaloft. Doesn't like that either. Well, come on, man. Curvaloft, you're making me look like a jerk in front of all the peoples. All right, one more try. We'll break it into thirds or quarters. Maybe that'll work. With these two pieces and no. All right. Something new. Get rid of all of this. Push pull this straight up. And then I can just take this single surface, right click, intersect face with model. And that's not going to work because I already broke that other model. All right, leave me no choice. I'll just take this now and explode it. Come into context in here, edit, paste in place. And with that, now we got that rumble seed in there. And I can just Alt erase my curves to go back to being one nice clean looking thing. All right, moving on. I really feel like we got to put this windshield in here. This is actually going to be pretty easy because I think what we'll have is just a let's just start talking and modeling. Right here, I'd say, I have a window that goes up that far, comes out, well, these are all going to change, but something like that, except this line needs to come over a little further. Yeah, that looks good. I do think that's too tall. I'll drop that down. Sweet. Take that. Vertical rotate to copy. All right, so that is what my window is going to look like. Whoop. Oh, I wasn't anywhere near the middle. I just picked an arbitrary point right there. So let's fix that. Let's bring this out a little further. And then I'm going to grab all of this, find my middle point here, move it horizontally, move back this way to is that the middle? All right. Something like that. All right, and this goes down awful far, so I'm going to break this to draw a line across like this, get rid of these lines. Oops. All right. And really all I need to do now is put a pipe all the way around here. Let's be smart about this time, shall we? I'm going to draw a circle. I'm going to make it a 12-sided circle. This is a small detail, so I don't need to have a whole bunch of circles. And I'll make sure I put it on the green axes. Now, oh, that was a little too small. All right, let's try that again. Circle, 12. Make sure I pull out along the green axes. And how big should this be? Should be about, that'll work. And I'm going to go here, 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 and here. and then follow me with that pipe. The reason I'm doing that is so I get this nice clean corner right here. The bottom piece, I need the same thing. I need another circle there. So what I'll do is I'll grab that same circle, I'll grab it by the middle, option copy it, rotate it 90 degrees so it's upright. Put that then, again, grab it by the middle. Grab it by the middle, I said. Put that middle on here. And I don't have to use follow me at this point. I can just push pull and pull it. Oh. Weld that back up. Push pull that. And it should actually be able to snap, boom, to that point right there. Snap this way, right there. And then I grab this, interface, intersect with selection, just make those points right there, and then that part's kind of done. Does have a second set of headlights. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take these. I'm going to pull this one out to the middle of that pipe. This one pull out. Oop, oh. All right, it's going to work for right now. Moving through, knocking details out. YouTube reminded me try not to talk while I think. That's a good call. Good call. Another question about the mouse. Syed, I'm using a Space Mouse. So this is the Space Mouse Enterprise. That's how I do most of the animating and rotating. So that's where most of that's coming from. All right, guys, we are at, it's almost 3 o'clock, so we're 3 hours into this, give or take. I feel like we should do something to tie these back into the main section of the building, That's where I'm at. It's Friday afternoon. Cheers. Not the building. Rather the car. So, I wonder if I go back to my pictures, do I have a chitty chitty bang bang picture? Ooh, look at that one. There's some leaf springs, huh? Good stuff. So it looks like it ties into the fender, comes down, and then goes back under the car, something like that. Yeah, so let's, and I'm going to do this too because it's killing me that I keep looking at this thing. Well, I'll leave it. I'll leave my watermark for now. All right, so I'll draw a vertical line like that. Oop, I'm going to draw that again. So I'm going to bring something, this is temporary geometry, out like this. Looks like it came out past the wheel. I'm just bring it back here an arbitrary distance. Let's pull this one straight back. I'm brainstorming. All right, this is going to be an arc. I'm going to make this an arc, something like that. I'll draw this down like that. And then I will take these two. Offset that a little bit. All right, that's a thing. And we'll throw a circle out here. I appreciate that defense that a car is basically just a house with two motorcycles on the sides. Yeah, that's pretty much what I meant when I said referred to this car as a house. All right, so I'm just gonna, this is going to be my representation of leaf springs, basically. I'm gonna take this now. Get all this stuff out here. Whoop. All right. And I'm gonna pull that a little bit longer this way. Now I will grab all of this X to cut it, come in here into context, edit, paste in place. Bring the circle out a little bit more. All right, let's see how our motorcycle house looks now. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. All right, this one looks like, oh, there's one to do back here is I want to inverse these ones. So I'm going to grab it here around the middle. There we go. Still not tied to anything. They're still floating. but it's better than what we had before by a little bit. Simple. All we'll do is we'll grab these two pieces, we'll drop those down vertically, and there we go. Now everything is solid. Yeah. That's, oh my gosh, look how janky that looks. Oh, it's so bad. I can't do it. It was looking good before. You just have to look at it from the side, and then it's perfectly sturdy. Good stuff. All right, I'm just gonna keep doing things right now. I'm gonna grab our headlights again. I'm gonna bring them straight back here. Invert those. And I'm going to shrink them down a little bit. And then slide them back. And drop them down. And we got taillights. Oh no, I was looking at the dumb picture again for my reference. Does the real Chitty Chitty Bang Bang have taillights? The real? According to this, I guess not. I don't even know what's real anymore, you guys. Seriously. All right, delete. I am going to grab one of these and all this. Apparently that's circle. And then I can bring that, oh man. Stick that on there. Whew. It's coming together. Oh, there we go. Lawrence, helping me out here. And Ken Adams. Ken Adam. Cool. Those look more like drawings than plans, though. But, hey, you know what? I'll say that we have nailed the spirit of this, minus the wings. The general rest of it, I mean, look at that. We could pass what we made off for that thing. All right. Speaking of which, oops, that's supposed to be there. That's my wheel. That's my spare. All right. So it looks like somewhere under here-ish, I have something popping out. Does look like it goes out parallel. And then it comes back to, let's say here, and then divide that by 4. Orange, yellow, yep. And I'm gonna put an arc right here. I'm just gonna grab that shape I just made. Option, slide that over here, X3. Whoa. I don't know what happened there. Reality struck again. Oh, a little late on that one. All right. And now we play a game called When Did Aaron Save Last? It's a fun game. It's a game I play often. All right. Let's open CUCBB and see what it is. All right. Hey, look that, a recovered version. All right, looks like we're had the wheel in there. All right, good deal. Let's try that one more time without the less fireworks. All right, I'm gonna draw a line out here. I'm gonna take that line. Not quite to there. Divide that by 4. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Get my arc in here again. Save. Oops. Option. Boom. X3. All right. Well, whatever. Anyhow. Reverse faces. And there's my bat wing. Oops, nope, make component. And I will grab these two, option copy over. Whoa, my workshop's far from my vehicle apparently. Scale that. Make sure I grab, it's very thin, so I want to make sure I grab the middle one. Move it from that line, back underneath the vehicle, and drop it right there. And get rid of these. Awesome. And it does have like, well, you can see it on my not reference image, that it does have a little fan looking thing in the front and in the back. I may have to make it up though. Yeah, there we go. There's a picture I've been working from. It's cool. It's kind of like a scallop. That's fun looking shape. All right, so we'll get that in. I'm a little confused about where that connects. I'm gonna say it connects right here, because I have this thing. All right, bring a line right along, find the midpoint, run that out. Use this as my kind of scale. All right, and then I will come over here and bring one over like that, and then go in the middle point there, and not on the blue axis, come out to about there. I may have to scale all this afterwards. And I'm going to use rotate to copy those 2D surfaces. That might be a little fierce. I'll scale it back just a touch. And I'm just going to call this a fin. I grab it. I'm going to throw it right back here. All right, and probably not the automobile that anyone rolling into this thought they were gonna see. I certainly did not expect this. I was like, oh, maybe we'll draw a, I don't know what I was expecting. I never really know what you guys are gonna want to do, so, but that's fun. That's why I asked you guys, because it is a good time. But yeah, we can, there we go. That is our rendition of the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Like I said, that was totally not where I thought we'd be going with this. But it happened. It happened, and you got to watch it happen. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that and picked up a tip or two along the way. I think this worked out okay. I mean, I think everybody missed Matt. Matt's still, I wonder if, are you still here, Matt? Yeah, I guess I could actually tie this together with an axle now, huh? All right, you're right. I will do this. I should actually have, this is what I should do. Since all of this is the same, I'm going to take this and make this a component. Axle. And I did have brake lamps on, but then I looked and the image from the movie didn't have them, so I took them off. All right, I know that's going to have to hook up to steering and stuff's going to have to be there, but is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, do you guys know, is this like a, I don't remember the story at all. Is that like magic, or how does it all work? Because if it's magic, then I feel like I did a spot-on job and everything will work perfectly. If it's science and invention, then there's probably a few details missing that are probably important to things like flight or even just motion. So yeah, so there we got an axle, we got wings, we got stuff, we got some stuff in here. Cool. So like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I was not expecting to do that, and it was kind of cool the way it turned out. I'm just curious. It's kind of starting to say goodbye, but now I kind of want to put a little more detail on this thing right here. It did have that belt over the top, and then it had a couple like breaks where I'm assuming this is kind of like where it would fold open. I just want to make something real quick. I haven't said goodbye yet. I'm going to create a plane to cut that surface. And I'm going to copy it and scoot it back like that. And now I'm going to grab these three surfaces, intersect face with selection, and I can get rid of all this nonsense. I'm going to save it. I'm going to try to take this and turn on my joint push pull commands. And just do a standard joint push pull. Pull this out, not a lot, just enough to give me that belter on the outside. Sweet. And then the other spot, this is actually a little bit trickier, I think. Because I wanted to come up with a way to do this easy. I don't know that I got a way to do this easy. So, whoops. What I'm going to do instead of easy is I'm going to find the middle point. I'm going to come over just that far. Create another reference plane. Copy this little mark over here so I can grab this reference plane and move it from here, option to here. And now I'm going to grab both of these. I know I'm no longer a circle. I don't have a center point to work off of. But this is the middle of that oval. So I think I can take this. I need to go back to an image. Where's the image I was working off of? One, two, three. Okay, so it's going to go something like divide that by 2. Do it again. Divide that by 2. Awesome. Grab all of these surfaces, and this surface, and this surface. Right click. Intersect faces with selection. Just give me some cuts. Get rid of all this. Reference. With that, I've just got these nice cuts in the surface. And now I can use joint push pull. Just, oh, hold up. Give me the UI. Because I want to turn off, make sure erase original face is turned on before I do this. And then just double click on each of these surfaces. They'll each pop in. That's one of those, I don't know why that stuck out to me when I first opened up that reference image, but oh yeah, that really ties her together. All right, save that. And now we're at a point where I really think, scientifically speaking, this could really fly. Awesome. Yeah, so that kind of, I do remember that Lawrence said it's called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang because of the noise it makes. I remember that part of it. We could throw a little bit of color on here real quick. let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go in and grab a silvery color, and I will color these pieces here real quick. Kind of a, just like a brownish belt. This cone up, or this nose was kind of a gold color. And basically black right here. And then the undercarriage I'm just going to go full on black with. Generally speaking, when I do black in SketchUp, I try not to use real black because details get lost in it. And with a dark gray like this tungsten, a dark gray color is going to allow you to still see the edges off of the surfaces and that kind of thing. So I generally don't use black unless I'm intentionally trying to lose detail, like I am under here. I go in here, throw this in here. So somebody asked how to use the actual picture to pull colors out. What I can do, this will be specific to Mac only, unfortunately, because the UIs are different. But the general idea is, there's a button on here too in Windows. So say I want to get these wheels, I want to get the same color red as is in this image. When I go into my colors, so whichever UI I'm in, down at the bottom I have this little eyedropper tool. I know it's in the Windows UI, I just don't remember. I don't use Windows often enough to remember exactly where that is at. You can click the dropper icon and that'll let you pick a color, and this I can grab that red off of the image then. Once that's a swatch for me here, then it's real easy for me just to come in and apply that wherever I need that color. Like that. This little piece was gold out here. Use that same really dark gray there, and then I'll use the same dark gray on all my leaf springs. And again, because this is components, I have to just color one of them, and the rest of them get colored for free. Oop, missed a spot. All right, I'm gonna use that same black here. I may get a little creative with my paint job on these because, well, I'll kind of copy what we saw in the reference, and I'll throw that red on the outside. Cool. Let's have the same silvery color, and I'm just going to throw this on the insides of these, and I'm going to try wood paneling here. Let's go ahead and go to our standard wood. We have one that looks like it could be kind of chitty. That's not awesome. All right, so I'm going to change this a little bit. I'm going to create a plane right here, and I'm going to throw that material on there, and I'm going to position that texture to make it bigger. The paneling is a little too big. All right, and now I'm going to right-click this texture, and I'm going to make it a projected texture. That's going to prevent this warping back here. So when I pick on this, I can just put it right there, and we'll get that kind of thing going on. Try up here too. Oop, that's not going to work. Well, actually, yeah, it is. That was good. All right. some copper color. Yeesh. A little more red in it than that for copper. A little darker. That'll work. Color this with my true black. Come into my lights, which I only have to do this once. I want to select everything, put that gold color on, then put white just on the lens. Make it easier, quicker to color. Because I made this unique, I will have to come in and color this again too. I'll color it all red, and then I just have 3 surfaces of the actual tire that I gotta drop that color onto. All right, last piece is gonna be the wings, and those alternated between orange and yellow. So I'll just go orange, orange, yellow, yellow. Right here, orange, yep. Didn't break my surface or something. Oh, that's a little component. I gotta go inside. Orange, orange, yellow, yellow. All right, there we go. Splash of color. Oops. That's gonna be an issue. Oh, I didn't even group this. Where are you guys on that one? Come on, man. I'm gonna do this all by myself. I'm just kidding. All right, I want to use that my same brass color. And then this piece right here, I'm just gonna go into my glass and mirrors, and I'm just gonna grab kind of the standard blue glass. Let's me set transparency. I could grab any color and make a transparency, but that's already there. It's already ready for me. All right, so there we go. That looks pretty cool. I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we hung out. I missed you guys last week. It was good to hang out again. Just curious, I made a building with archways, spent many hours working on it, then look back. I'd like to increase the number of sides on my curved archway. No. Well, it depends. If it's on a 2D surface and the arch is not interrupted, you can select an arch or a circle once it's created and go to Entity Info, and you can, if you select the edges, change the number of sides. So that is possible. You can do this actually depending on what you do here. Say I come break it like this and select this. I still have the ability to change the number of sides. If I'm making this, so like you're saying, oops. I know, segue, but I've heard this question a couple times recently. So I'm making an arc out of it, or an archway. So if I get rid of all this, right now if I select that arch, still editable. As soon as I do this, this is no longer editable. So there's a point at which more geometry connects to it, it can't change that. If you're still at the 2D phase like this, it's pretty easy to do. If you do get to this point and want to make a change, my recommendation is usually, and I'm sure your archway is more complex than this, but I would recommend just doing something like this. Get rid of that arch, draw a new arc, and just bring that right back down. So you can make changes to it. It's just it's not as simple as changing entity info to do that. Cool. So yep, I will get this. I'm gonna clean up the back end, get that looking a little nicer, and then I will throw this up on 3D Warehouse. So keep an eye out for that. And thank you guys again for coming, hanging out. It means so much that you guys spend your Friday afternoons or Friday evenings or very, very early in the morning Saturdays in some cases. That's awesome. Love that you guys hang out. Hopefully we'll keep doing this for as long as you guys enjoy it. Next week we'll come back and we'll model a something. I think what I might do is I may throw a topic up on the forum. So on our SketchUp forum, forums.sketchup.com, you guys hop by there, check it out, and I'll just ask, what's next? What should we do next? Maybe we'll mix it up a little bit. I did talk about the DeLorean from Back to the Future would be pretty sweet to build, but we did just do a car, and we could call it a sci-fi car. Maybe you guys think of something else we'd want. We have a couple of ideas actually that we've been keeping track of. So we'll find something else to model. Whatever it'll be fun, I assume. But yeah, let us know if you think of any other ideas, and just keep in touch with us and keep coming back. So I'll stay on, and if anybody has other questions they want to ask, I'll try to answer them. But otherwise, we're wrapped up, and I will see you guys next Friday at noon. So hope you have a great weekend. Have an awesome week next week, and we'll see you next Friday afternoon. Yep, right back here, same SketchUp time, same SketchUp channel. All right, see you guys.